Welcome to We're Doing It, the Adam and Michael podcast, and I am Adam Choit, and with me is Michael Firestone. How are you?
I'm Michael Steven Firestone. I know sounds like we're getting formal here.
Yeah, that's
I'm good.
Formal. And welcome to the first ever podcast of We're Doing It, the Adam and Michael podcast. That's capital W, lowercase e, apostrophe R-E, capital D-O-I-N, apostrophe, capital I-T. We're Doing It, the Adam and Michael podcast. And people are probably wondering, what the hell is this show going to be about? And
we really don't know. We don't know what we're doing, but we're doing it.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And that's a good place to start. What is the origin of the name of We're Doing It? Because coming up with a podcast idea and setting up the podcast and all this stuff is tough. This is tough. We're only, I think, 1 minute and 7 seconds into the first episode, and it's been tough just to get to this point. But what are you laughing at?
I think it's going great.
No, it is. It's just that, I think we're impatient, or maybe I'm more impatient. I just want to start recording. I want to press record. I want to do it. But you got to set up your Twitter. You got to set up your this. You got to set up your that. But we can get more into that in a few minutes. But I wanted to tell people what this might be about. And like we said, we really don't know what it's going to be about. But we're thinking it's going to be a variety show, and it's going to be about culture. It's going to be about politics, sports, and also Borat, fart jokes, everyday people, life, and stuff. That's what I wrote down here. And what do you have to say about
add to that?
About the direction we're
heading? Yeah, just we're two kind of wacky guys, and we kind of have open minds, and we do our own research into the world, and we're into talking about stuff like that, just
word
current events, and like you said,
we take. I think what we're trying to do is take a lighthearted, fun approach to podcast. This is we're not trying to be a serious show. We'll talk about serious things, and we're serious people, but we're not going to be serious on this podcast.
Yeah,
we want you to enjoy.
It's like Saved by the Bell has like a very special, serious episode where at the end all the stars talk about abuse. So like that'll be us.
Yeah, we're the Saved by the Bell of podcasts. We would have been good in the 90s. No, that's not what I meant.
Hey, Mario Lopez, if you're out there, buddy, we'd love to have you on the show. So
no.
What's up?
So maybe we should tell people where we're actually broadcasting from.
Yeah.
Actually broadcasting from Los Angeles, California. And where are you right now?
I'm in Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, so we're not in the same room, but hopefully our Yeti microphones making it sound like
the blue microphone brand,
something in that. Oh, you know what? I just remembered to say that one of the goals for our podcast should be don't say and don't say
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's more of a me issue.
Yeah. Well,
I say and
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a pain
we're going
in
to
the
be
ass
constantly
to cut.
interrupting each other, like right now. Isn't it ironic?
Yeah. Should we turn our gain down a little bit? Maybe I need to turn my gain down. Let me see here. I'm input and your output on this call recorder. This is interesting for people to
I think that
listen to, correct?
But they're getting to experience it all, all the great and the.
It's like a reality show. You don't know what's going to happen. My microphone might spontaneously combust at any moment. Any moment for sure.
We talked about having some guests in the future.
Everyday people.
Yeah, everyday people.
I'm trying. I want to play the Sly and the Family Stone everyday people, but if we get so many listeners and then all these advertisers want to be on our podcast, we could get sued or something by Sly, and I don't want to upset him. But we want to do a segment called Everyday People, where we interview our friends and people we know from our lives who have a funny story or have an interesting take or a topic that we want to talk about. We're not going to have them on just to talk about, their car problems or whatever. That could be funny though.
I'm not counting anything out. I'm going to say,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we have a few things in the works, and we're gonna let this happen very spontaneously and organically. Yeah, vegans and vegetarians and all those people, they'll love our show.
All are welcome. Yes.
Yeah, because
carnivores.
Yeah.
Pescatarians.
Maybe you should turn down your gain because you look
vegetarians.
You're looking like you should turn down your gain a little bit because you're going into the red there. Don't ruin the first podcast. Don't ruin it already.
I'm not as hot anymore, so
yeah.
There we go.
In more ways than one, whatever that means. Too soon. All right. Yeah. So I think we can talk a little bit more about some of the things people might be able to expect.
Yeah, like they might be able to expect like.
What are you laughing at? You have
you might be able to expect.
He must have the same list up as I have.
Like they might be able to expect something like that,
Yeah, what was that? You might think it's a kazoo, but that's going to be part of the game we're going to play in the future called Real or Fake Fart, where we play a clip of a fart, and it may or may not be real, and you, the audience, play along. I guess I'm going to be the participant,
or a guest. We might have maybe we'll have a couple people on for
real or fake fart.
Yeah, really expect that coming in the future episode.
Yeah, that's the direction we're headed. And I did mention that earlier that the farts are going to be a big thing.
And
people,
we'll probably do some good with the podcast as well.
What do you mean good? What's wrong with farts? We'll have stories, we'll have games, we'll have polls. We're going to be an interactive show. Maybe we should tell people where they can find us. You can actually find us on Twitter at WDI_ the podcast. We're doing it. That's the name of our podcast. Because
give it to him one more time. Yeah.
One more time. That's at WDI_ the podcast. You can also find us on Facebook at We're Doing It, the Adam and Michael podcast, or search for it. I'm sure we'll come up. And you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, all those ways. All the modern technological ways. We're Doing It, the Adam and Michael podcast.
And then I've got an Instagram account coming in.
Yeah, oh yeah. We have so much stuff in the works. It's going to make people's head spins. Like we may or may not have an intro song to this. So if we had one, I hope you enjoyed it. If we don't have one, we're going to have one soon. We may record something ourselves. We may use unlicensed music. You're going to be on the edge of your seat. So
yeah. Maybe just like a minute of silence at the beginning.
Yeah, for whatever tragedy there was that week. Oh man,
too soon.
No, that is too soon. You could always find something. That's sad, but we'll get into that.
Yeah,
we're gonna make.
We all need. Sometimes we all need that. A minute or 5 or 10 to just. Yeah,
we're
Kobe Bryant meditates. So I'm just gonna say that.
We're gonna be the first silent podcast. I'm gonna spit out. Over? I'm gonna spit out my water. No, it's not over. We've been going for 8 minutes and 34 seconds right now. If you were wondering out there in podcast world, yeah. But as far as some other things that you might be able to expect to see in our show is, we talked about. Sports. Sports is something that we both can talk about, and we're not going to talk about sports from necessarily analyzing every play, but from more of a cultural perspective.
Sure.
I think,
yeah. I mean, because there's definitely a big crossover, with modern day issues. Like for example,
I hear
Clippers owner was like this racist fuck. Uh-oh. Can I say that? Maybe we'll bleep it.
No, you can say that.
Yeah, okay. But, and then LeBron James, he just had his house vandalized in L.A. with...
Yeah, but this is not funny stuff. I want to talk about funny stuff. I want to talk about JaVale McGee's cat. So you're going right into like these controversial stuff. So we're gonna talk about issues of race. I mean, these two white guys who are gonna give it a shot from time to time. We're gonna
you're getting the
we'll edit that out.
The white East Coast New York Jew, and then you're getting the white West Coast Catholic raised ginger.
Yeah.
Even though I don't love the term.
Yeah, but you're owning it.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because you're a minority too. It's true. And you've suffered persecution as well. Maybe not to the extent of other races, but in your own way. But that's what we should do. We should all learn to listen to other people and try to empathize.
Ginger lives matter.
Yeah, ginger lives matter. Exactly. I went into my hippie rant there.
And I just dozed off, actually.
You dozed off? It was like 3 sentences, and I was just talking about empathy. There needs to be more empathy in the world. Should we do a game? Should we do a game for our first episode? Because I think people kind of got a feel of maybe our personalities a little bit, and some of the things we might discuss and directions we might go in from that first 11 minutes or so.
This is the point in the first date where you would, I got to use the bathroom.
Yeah, I don't want to actually say the time or even like be aware of the time. I'm going to move the call recorder off my screen because I feel like it's a distraction. Actually.
Yeah, you don't need that.
I could just pull it up occasionally if I feel like. I'm going to look at the time on my clock so I have an idea of where we're going because I'm trying to steer a ship here. I mean,
it's like
this guy's laying on his bed. His bed is actually floating in a pool right now, I think. Is that true or no?
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, there is water around me. Yes,
but I'm in an office and there's like books everywhere, and they're all like smart books too, like thick 300-page ones or more.
You're in your study in the East Wing of your.
Yeah, the study in the East Wing. That's right. What were you gonna say?
I don't recall.
You don't recall? That's fine. We'll get back to it. I mean, in a future episode, we'll get back to it. So I think we should move on to our first segment. I think it's a segment is what you call it. Would you call what we did the opening? Was that a segment or opening segment, I guess?
Yeah, just the little opening. Just a little.
Yeah, we talked about the
little hello.
Yeah, what the show's about, where we are. We didn't talk much about ourselves, but we'll get to that. There's I mean, if we're gonna record over 10,000 episodes, then we're gonna get to that eventually, I assume.
One at a time, one step at a time.
Yeah. Well, here's one, and then
this is where I would play the Bill Murray clip of him saying "baby steps" from What About Bob?
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So I think we should get to our first. We'll get to our first game here.
Sure.
And it's not really a game.
Yeah.
How do you describe this?
Okay. Maybe I'll just give a little intro.
Yeah, I'll chime in as well.
You and I, first, I think we're big Curb Your Enthusiasm fans.
That's true.
And maybe we'll have Larry David. We'd love to have you on the show.
Yeah, episode 2. Yeah. I mean, we may record the first 2 episodes before putting out any episodes. Like we'll figure that out. But as of now, we are still in episode 1, so we have not recorded episode 2. So, Larry, if you're available if we haven't put out 2 yet, we can erase all that.
Yeah. Or keep it. Why not? It's the real thing.
Yeah, go on.
So, and there's an episode where a friend of Larry's claims that I think it's his grandfather created the Cobb salad, and the grandfather's name was Bob Cobb. So that kind of got every once in a while we'd say Bob Cobb, and then we started just calling products or places we would go, like, I'm gonna go to IKEA. Maybe the owner Bob IKEA will be there.
Well, you know what I thought you were gonna say? I thought you were gonna say was the way of explaining it was you were gonna say Bob Cobb is Robert Cobb. I'd like to have a Robert Cobb salad because
right.
we turn things into form. We make things way more formal and longer than they need to be. Because society has a tendency to abbreviate. People have nicknames. Everything's got to be shorter and faster and as simple as possible. So we like to make that more complicated. So if you're gonna name, there's a quarterback in the NFL called his name is Tom Brady, and I call him Thomas Brady from time to time. No one, because it's funny because you have to. That's how you know something's funny, because you have to explain it. But nobody does call him Thomas Brady. Do you agree with that?
Maybe his mom. I don't know.
No, nobody in media, popular culture. You've never heard anyone call that guy Thomas Brady ever. And maybe on his birth certificate it does say Tom or Tommy, and Thomas actually technically isn't his name. But for the purposes of this podcast and our lives, we don't really care. So he can be Thomas Brady. And what do you got?
All right, so I'm gonna jump in. Yeah,
we're gonna go back and forth here, and he's gonna say a formal name, and it also could be an object. And I think you're gonna see the direction titles. I think you're gonna see the direction we're going with this.
Oh yeah.
So
we're gonna ease them.
Yeah, we're easing them into.
So yeah. Over time, this whole formalization evolved, and sometimes people like to eat at the sub shop. And I call it New Jersey Michael's Submarine Sandwiches. And, you get it done Michael's way.
Oh, my goodness. You went right into the to the good material.
New Jersey I hit them.
New Jersey Michael's Submarine Sandwiches. Yes. I'm wondering if you, I've always wondered if you dial 411 and you ask them, I'm looking for the phone number to New Jersey Michael's Submarine Sandwiches. Would they know what you're saying, or would they not know?
I don't. Is there still 411? By the way,
they would. Of course, there's 411.
There's got.
Yeah.
What about 1-800-COLLECT?
What about phone books attached to phone booths with that thing that you can't break?
Do you still get phone booth at your place? They drop off the phone booths.
No.
Or a phone book.
No, I don't think they. You still get one?
I've still got phone books. Yeah.
I don't know if it's Los Angeles or all of California, but we don't get phone books anymore. Do you miss phone books? Would you still use it if you? I
wouldn't use it. I mean, they were cool back in the day. I mean,
you know what I always
when there wasn't.
Go on. When there wasn't internet and whatever.
Yeah, I mean.
No, but
the ads would be kind of funny. Some of the ads would,
I always think I'm going to use menus, but I never use them. I never save them. I don't like them. When I get a stack of them every 3 months, I throw all them out, and I've never ordered from those places. I order from the same 2 or 3 places over and over again.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we should get back. We veered off topic, which is okay because it was organic. So it's all the hippies. They're okay with us veering off. Topic. We made that. I think it was it my turn?
Yeah. I had the New Jersey Post.
I'm not sure exactly how to set this up, but it's called this is a sewing tool, and it's called Robert Pin, also known as Bobby Pin. Next time you're doing some sewing, ask for a Robert Pin. I gotta stop saying.
I gotta jump in.
I sound like I'm at Ace. Yeah, you go.
I laughed for 2 reasons. Because Robert Pin for Bobby Pin is awesome, but also growing up with 3 sisters, and I've been around a few females. I do know that a bobby pin is a hair clip, not a sewing tool.
It's a hair clip. So I don't even know what it is. That's right.
Yes.
I don't know why I thought it was a sewing tool. Can we edit that too?
No, you don't want to edit that.
Oh my god!
It wasn't like you said, like a thimble was like a, like a. I don't know.
Something that's not. No, that. But I guess I forgot what a bobby pin is because I don't use them. What am I using a bobby pin for? A Robert pin. I want to put a Robert pin in my hair. Do you guys sell Robert? Do you guys sell Robert pins?
All right, I'm jumping in, and I actually just came up with this one.
Excuse me, I'm looking for Robert pins.
Is somebody doing weed whacking outside your door, or is that? Oh, that's mine.
Weed whacking?
Oh my god! Yeah,
I'm not doing any weed whacking. I'm sitting in a chair.
Are we gonna edit this?
To edit out the weed whacking? No, no, it's okay. Even like Stone Cold Steve Austin, I've listened to his podcast. You know, the ex-WWE wrestler. I hear like lawnmowers and cars going by and sirens. It's all part of the
real,
show.
Yeah,
it's real. I mean, it's not. It's not.
I'm gonna close my windows. I'll be right back. You can rant about Stone Cold, but I'll be right back. Yeah,
I could rant. He's gonna close his windows. So what have we gone through so far? We've gone through Thomas Brady. We've gone through Robert Pinn. We've also gone through New Jersey Michael's Submarine Sandwich, is of course done Michael's way. So Michael will be back momentarily. He's closing his windows.
I'm here.
Oh, he's back. Oh, excuse me. I told them my deepest, darkest inner secret. You'll have to listen to it when you hear the podcast.
Will do.
Okay. So I think it's your turn to give us a formal name there.
Oh yeah, I was setting up. I came up with this one actually just, I don't know, maybe about an hour ago when you and I were just kind of chit-chatting about ideas. One of my favorite movies, William Madison.
William Madison.
Also known as Billy Madison.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, feeling very formal today.
Yeah, William Madison.
So next time you run into Blockbuster or Hollywood Video, you can ask them if they have a William Madison.
Who's going into Blockbuster Video?
I just had a little flashback there to the older, simpler times.
Yeah, those were the days.
Those were the days.
Man. I really do think I have rented Billy Madison from Blockbuster Video before, or Hollywood Video, or one of those places.
One of the videos.
Yes, that's right. I have a movie title, but I'm gonna do something else first, and it was also one that I came up with today, and it's timely, I guess, because it's the NBA Finals. So there's a guard on the Golden State Warriors, and his name is Clayton Thompson. No one has ever called him that. I want to hear Mike Breen or one of the announcers call him Clayton Thompson. I see it on my screen in front of me, spelled with a K, and it looks quite bizarre. But I think people still. I'm sure if you Googled, you find Clayton spelled with a K. But this particular person has never been called Clayton, as far as I know, whether that's his real name or not. Care to respond to this revelation that I had earlier today?
To your Clayton?
Yeah, Clayton.
Well, it is very timely. The NBA Finals are upon.
What's yours? Let's move on to yours.
I'm just tangent over here. I'm a tangent man. Okay, so Adam brought up items that you might want to formalize, or give a name, And my good friend Barbara BQ. Barbara BQ.
Oh man! I think you're reaching there, and I think the audience is going to agree with me. And but I'm glad that you used it.
That was my little abstract. That's my abstract little.
But I noticed that you changed it. I think from Barbara B with like a B abbreviation Q, Barbara BQ, to Barbara BQ, which is a whole different.
Well, I think the official spelling of like barbecue is BARBECUE.
Yeah.
Barbecue. Versus the BBQ.
You're making my head hurt.
This is riveting.
You know what I have right in front of me? Actually, yes. I have some Alvintoids. To keep my breath nice and fresh. The minis is what I go with. You ever have any Alvintoids? So next time you're at a store, ask what aisle are the Alvintoids and see what they say. See if you can say it with a straight face. I challenge you. I like to challenge the audience.
And hey, if you're not straight,
audience.
Yeah, if you're not straight, you'd say it with the gay straight face, I guess you would. Oh, man. Anyway.
What?
You said, can you say it with a straight face?
Yeah.
And I said, if you're
yeah, we're fired.
Not straight, you'd say it with a gay straight face.
Yeah, we're banned already. We're fired.
Is that gay straight face? Anyway, man,
we're fired. I think it's your turn actually. Yeah.
I started going off, in this tangent with the items, and then and the movie titles, and then I'm also states, and we got Wyatt Oming.
No, that's terrible.
Yeah, I know. Adam just no love.
You know what it is? I feel like we've been focusing on so much on logistics and setting up this podcast that we got to step up our game. It's gonna get better, I promise you guys. Wyatt Oming.
No one was. Every expert was a beginner their first time.
Florence. Okay, Florence Ryder.
Florence.
Okay, let's just do some states. If you want to do some states, we can just do it.
What else you got?
We can just formalize some states right now if you want.
Oh, it's a barking dog right there.
That's not good. That's going to ruin everything.
No, Stone Cold said it's okay.
Stone Cold said it's okay for a few minutes, but that dog, I hope that dog shuts up at some point.
Whoa. PETA is going to be on us, bro.
I didn't say I was going to hurt
If you guys want to be a sponsor of the show, please. PETA.
Yeah.
You and I do eat meat, so.
They're against eating meat or just like non-kosher meat, or what is the deal?
I don't know, but they do have some attractive females that pose nude for the cause.
Now people are gonna leave listening to our podcast and start looking at some other stuff. Good job, you ruined everything again. No, it's okay. I do have one more formal name for you, and this was a movie title, and it was a movie I believe that came out in the 90s, and I'm wondering if you guys seen it. It was starring Joe Pesci, and it's called My Mother's Brother's Son Vincent. Do you guys remember that movie? My Cousin Vinny? My Mother's Brother's Son Vincent? I guess
yeah,
go on. You go.
Adam was very proud of that one, as he should be.
Yeah. I was.
Yes.
Although I've never confirmed whether it's Vinny is the mom's brother or the father's brother. Because I don't know if we find out. Maybe someone could tell us. If you know, via which family member that Ralph Macchio's was related to Vinny in My Cousin Vinny or My Brother's Son Vincent, let us know. You can tweet us at WDI_ the podcast. And thank you. We appreciate it. And I think that's about all we have for today. I think we should wrap it up. Do you have any other parting words for people?
I'm glad we were able to get through the first one.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need some kind of. I think we're gonna need a sign off. We didn't really talk much about a sign off. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
live long and prosper. Or is that taken already?
Yeah, but sending out peace and love to everybody.
Peace and love. No.
Peace and love. Yeah, that's not.
I mean, we are sending that out. Love. How about just peace? Yeah, love is too much.
You gotta be okay with
love. Love is not too much.
No.
Sending out peace and love. Okay, we'll send out peace and love. Can we send out something else? And cookies, pizza. You got to send out one more thing people like. We're going to work on it. If you have any ideas for the show and what you'd like to see and what you'd like to hear, because we're all ears. I mean, we might not take your idea if it's stupid, but if you have ideas for sign-offs or anything like that, let us know. Let us know at WDI_ the podcast. So that's I think that's our show for today. We're doing it. The Adam and Michael podcast. We're doing it. We're definitely doing it.
We did it.
We did it. That's true. So have a good night, everyone. Take care now.
Peace.
I see the sun and I watch it arise. Oh, good morning, good morning. I kiss my baby and I say goodbye. Oh, good morning, good morning. I grab my coffee and I step outside. Oh, good morning, and through the traffic I will survive. Oh, good morning, good morning. or get to